And we are rolling UFC Fight Night Royval versus Kape. This is, I think, a 13 fight card, and it is the last one this year, 2025. It's on December 13th, and it's also the final fight card for ESPN. We just had the final pay-per-view last week, I believe it was, and now we have the final card all together before UFC moves on over to Paramount. As we move on down to the bottom of the card, we start to make our picks. For those that don't know, I am Coin. I make a whole bunch of picks here on the channel, and I also am building my own website for MMA, mostly UFC, as you can see. UFC Fight Night right there at the other side of the screen. UFC 324 is in January. It's January 24th. That's like 3 weeks into the month. Like, man, there's not going to be a lot of UFC, as you can see, until this year starts to roll. Like once you get to January 24th, that's when the events will start to roll in, because then you get the next one next week, January 31st, 2026, and that's all cool. That's all good. But let's actually get into the card. I've been watching the UFC now for like 12 years. That's why I'm like kind of building a website like this and stuff like that. You know, like, man, it's late as well. It's 1 a.m. But anyway, I just love it. This is going to be a picks website as well, as you might be able to see here. Make your pick. We're going to go into that event in a moment, as we first check out Jamey-Lyn Horth versus Tereza Bleda. We're going to also tap into Tapology. We have been making our picks here for accountability reasons. And we're going to view event. Boom. Yeah, look at this. Oh, yeah. UFC Fight Night. Royval versus Kape. Why don't they use me for like those voiceovers? Like, I can do so many different voices, y'all. I can do so many kinds of voices if you want me to do them. I can do all kinds of voices. I can do southern accents. I can do dummy accents, and I can do all kinds of other ones. Anyway, I'm tired. As you can tell, this event starts in 15 hours, 52 minutes, and 40 seconds. I did borrow that timer idea. Look at that from Tapology there. But I mean, who did it better? Who did it better? Just be honest. Let's be honest. I might change the styling or something, but we'll see. For now, we're gonna go into Tereza Bleda's profile as well as Jamey-Lyn Horth. We start our picks tonight with Tereza Bleda, 7-1 record, flyweight, 24 years old, 5'9", 71-inch reach. That's good. She's from the Czech Republic. She's quite tall, and she's nearly undefeated. But when she was defeated, it was a KO. And when was that KO? It was by Natalia Silva, which actually makes a lot of sense. That was a couple years ago in November of 2022, as you can see right above my big ol' head. Yeah. And she's coming out of the Contender Series, so she lost her UFC debut, which makes sense to who she lost to. Seems we don't have her in our database yet. That's why the links are just plain. They're not links, they're just plain text right now. Except for Jamey-Lyn Horth, who we'll check out here in a second. Or, yeah. I was like, are we on her profile? I'm telling you, I'm tired. I'm tired. I've been working on the website as well a lot. Like a lot. And other things, like life, you know. But yeah, so her record 7-1. Let's check out Jamey-Lyn Horth, 8-2-0. She's from Canada. Oi, Canada. What? No, what's the? How does it? A boot? Yeah, a boot. Sorry. I was a boot to call you. I don't know, dog. Anyway, Jamey-Lyn Horth, 8-2-0 flyweight. She is 35 years old. Oof. Versus 24. Oh no, she's 5'7" versus 5'9", and 66-inch reach versus the 71-inch reach. Bleda seems like she's stacking up the stats against Jamey-Lyn Horth. Horth. What the heck, man? Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, I gotta go with Bleda. Horth has more fights though, but like, cause like, look at this. Look at this. This is not too bad. If you look down here, she's been fighting in the UFC since 2023, but against Haley Cohen, not a UFC fighter, really. You know, if you ain't actually winning in the UFC, then you ain't a UFC fighter, per my recollection. Is that the right word? I don't know. I'm a country boy. Veronica Hardy. I mean, it was a split decision. Hardy's pretty decent, but I mean, like, and then split decision with Ivana Petrovic, and then the freaking lost. No, I can't choose Jamey-Lyn Horth. I can't do it. We can choose Tereza Bleda right here, though. Make your pick. We're gonna choose Bleda via just decision. She's gonna decisionate Jamey-Lyn Horth over the 3 rounds in their flyweight bout, as we also make sure we tap into Tapology here, and decision right there, tail of the tape. We look at the tail of the tape. Bleda is a slight favorite at -160 versus the 130 underdog. Bleda is an 82% pick in Tapology's community predictions versus Horth's 18%, which makes a lot of sense based on what I had just talked about. As we move on up the card to Alan Frye Jr. versus Guilherme Pat. Let's check him out. How about that? Oh, we got the saves picks button as well. Oh, it's a little bit messy. I didn't anticipate that. Look at that. It messed up my UI. Well, see, this website is in active development. It's not like it's released yet. And it's pretty freaking dope already. But yeah, so I can save my picks. And it also, like, I chose the pick on the other page here. And then, you know, I didn't have to do anything. It's reflecting in the other tab is what I mean. But yeah, let's check out Alan Frye versus Guilherme Pat here. Close the other tab there. Alan Frye is undefeated heavyweight at 6-0, 27 years old, 6'4", no reach stat yet. He is kind of a newbie. He's if you look at his record here, boom, like who the heck, where the heck you from, bruh? His first fight was in 2022, and then he fought once per year. 2023 one time, 2024 one time, and then 2025 3 times, and then gonna be 4. So he's active this year, and let's see, he's 100% KOs, so that's good. Versus Guilherme Pat, who is actually also undefeated, 5-0 heavyweight Guilherme Pat. We don't even know his age. We don't even have his age, dog. He's 6'5" though, so he's a pretty tall guy. He's a little bit taller than Alan Frye, and he has an 80-inch reach, does Guilherme Pat, which is pretty good. And his record is pretty shallow as well, but he's coming out of the LFA, at least one fight, versus like RDC. And then Ultimate Battlegrounds. Ultimate Battle. What? Man. No, dog. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go for this guy. Spartacus. I think I'm going to go for Guilherme Pat. I think he was like, I don't know. Was he, he's from Brazil. Was he, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's the favorite probably, Alan Frye. I don't know, though. Because, like, when I just look at this, man, I just look at this crap. You win in constantly. That's good. That's not a bad. That's not. Hold on. I'm explaining. You winning constantly in round 1 via KO as a heavyweight, where they have less skill at heavyweight because they're just, you know, gravity and everything. I've talked about it before, but man, like, I don't know. This guy seems a little bit leaner, a little bit meaner, and he's coming out of LFA at least, and he's like, he's had a decision, so he's gone 3 rounds before. And he's been in round 2. This guy, he's been in round 3 and 2. Okay, all right. But, man, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to have to go with Guilherme Pat via KO TKO in round 1. He's going to blast him. He's going to blast Alan Frye. Boom, get fried, boy. Extra. We can work on that. This is all live, man. I don't edit this shit, you know. Like, people can say cool shit and then edit and cut it and stuff. I don't do that. I say goofy shit, so I ain't cutting nothing anyway. All right, let's see. Let's tap into Tapology and choose Guilherme Kong Pat via round 1 KO. As we look at the tail of the tape, he is a slight favorite, the guy coming out of Brazil, but the community in Tapology is saying Frye, 61% in fact, are favoring Frye. and he is not my guy. As we move on up the card to Melissa Croden versus Luana Santos. Check him out on Minted MMA. I just love it all day. Look at that. Look at that. Bam, bam. And we can also expand. Maybe I can expand it so it's not broken looking. Look at that. Oh, yeah. But when I expand it, it's off the screen because it's slightly zoomed in for the video. But yeah, I can save pics, right? Boom. And then you can see the pic saved up there, except it's slightly cut off on the video. All right. Let's see. Let's go maybe list. Let's go list. And then compact it. Compact list. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I mean, this is my site. This is my site. I mean, I like my stuff. Anyway, all right. Luana Santos, 9-2-0. She's fighting out of Brazil. 25 years old, 5'6", 67-inch reach. Last fought May 7th versus Tainara Lisboa, which is she also Americana'd her. That's interesting. Via Americana. Maybe I should do something like this. Instead of via Americana, we can say like she got Americana'd. I prefer that. Maybe I'll even make that a thing on the site. Americana'd. I'm not gonna make that a thing, but we will make continuing our picks a thing as we look at Melissa Croden's record. She's also 7-2-0. No, she's 9. Luana. I thought they were both 7-2, but no. Melissa Croden is 7-2. She's fighting out of Canada. She's 34 years old, 5'9", 68-inch reach, so a couple inches taller, little bit longer of a reach, and she has 100% finish rate. You go, girl. Who's a good girl? That's you, girl. You get it, girl. God dang. I think I'm going to choose her just based on that. Unless, well, let's look at her record first. Oh, she's coming out of LFA. I mean, she lost to Jacqueline Cavalcante, who's also in the UFC now. Or maybe was. I don't remember. When's her last? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I could click on her profile. We have her in our database, in our fighter database here on Minted MMA. But however, or whoever. Anyway, anywho. God dang. I'm so tired. Alright. Lisboa. Yeah, so she... Yeah. By punches from top position on Lisboa. Luana Santos. Americana'd. Tainara Lisboa, right? Yeah. Casey O'Neill. King Casey. Good fighter. Ashley Dean. Yeah. I mean... I just feel like if you finishing girls all the time... But at the same time, she's coming out of LFA as well. Her past is Luana. She has more UFC experience, which I typically go for. But like the UFC experience is against Juliana Miller, who's like, I think she's a good fighter. Terrible record, but that's because she went in as a newbie with like a low, like not too many fights, Juliana. Stephanie Egger, kind of decent, but she beat her. Maria Agapova, I mean... I don't know. I think Luana can definitely win. She's younger. I'm going with Croden. I'm going to go with Croden. We choose in the blue corner on this one via decision. Yeah, that's Melissa Croden right there, as we also tap into Tapology. We choose Melissa Croden via decision. Look at the tail of the tape. It's a near even in the betting odds. And Santos is a 76% chosen for the Tapology community predictions. Wow, 76% of people. But the betting odds are near even. With it says Luana Santos is a slight favorite. As we move on up the card to Alan. Nope, that's not it. As we move on up the card to Sean Sharaf versus Stephen Asplund. Sean Sharaf versus Stephen Asplund. Asplund, man, I can see how that can go all kinds of wrong ways. Asplund. Sean Sharaf, 4-1-0 heavyweight, 32 years old, 6'3", 77-inch reach, versus Stephen Asplund, 6-1-0. Couple more fights. 27. He's also 5 years younger, 2 inches taller at 6'5", with a 1-inch reach advantage. Does Stephen Asplund have? Fighting out of good old USA, baby. Both of them. Both them USA boys. That's why they fat heavyweights. Probably. Right? What's the statistics on that? Anybody know? Anybody know like what the statistics are on Americans being the statistics, the percentage wise? My God, I'm so tired. I can't even think. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about though. So I'm just gonna leave it there as we continue looking at the card. Yeah, like this guy here, Steven Asplund, is coming out of the Contender Series. He just beat Tony Warshio. What the hell is that kind of name? You from Italy? Junior Tafa. Yeah, this guy just lost to Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa's not even that good, man. So that's the thing, because I feel like I was looking at these guys, and Sean Sharaf seems a little bit leaner for a heavyweight versus Steven Asplund. I'm pretty sure Asplund has like just like all that loose skin around the midsection because he used to be way fatter, which is saying something, man. Like he's still pretty fat now, man, and used to be bigger than that. I think I'm choosing the big boy. I ain't gonna lie. Steven Asplund via KO. When did actually Junior Tafa get this guy out? In round 2? Yeah, round 2 as well. Round 2 for Steven Asplund, as we also tap into Tapology to do that thing. We choose Asplund via KO in round 2. Look at the tail of the tape, and 92% of the freaking pickers on Tapology have picked Steven Asplund via KO. Is 96% of that 92%. Gosh darn, and he is a moderate favorite. As we move on up the card to Neil Magny versus Yaroslav Amosov. Yes, Neil Magny, 31-13. Look at that record right there. My gosh darn, 31-13. If you swap 31, what that make? It's 13. If you swap to 13, what's that make? It makes quick math. I'm that good. I'm tired, dog. Anyway, welterweight Neil Magny, 38 years old, 6'3", 80-inch reach, versus Yaroslav Amosov, 28-1. That's a good record, steep record. This thing keeps. I gotta tighten this thing, huh? This microphone. Can you stop moving? There we go. Yeah. So Yaroslav Amosov, 32 years old, 5'11", 75-inch reach. So he's gonna be at a disadvantage in terms of getting on the inside against Neil Magny from USA, baby. And he's from Ukraine. All right. Let's see his record here. He last won against Curtis Millender. Oh, this guy hasn't even been in the freaking UFC. He has so many fights. He's never once been in the UFC, my guy. My God. And you lost coming out of Bellator against Jason Jackson? And then he went to like some CFFC to beat Curtis Millender? Oh boy, I thought I was gonna pick against Neil Magny, but I can't. Why would I do that? Like, I don't know, man. Nah, I'm picking Neil. It's Neil. It's gonna be Neil. Let's look at Neil's record real quick though. Let's see here. Look at this, so many losses up in here. Oh dang. Jake Matthews, right? Yeah, that was a good one. Good one. Yeah, I mean, dang. Yeah, it's Neil, man. And Neil actually freaking gets finishes too. But I feel like this one's gonna be like a decision. I mean, how does this guy usually lose? Amosov. Oh, 1 KO. Crazy record. That's 28-1. He's never been in the UFC though. It's just Bellator. I mean, Douglas Lima. Unanimous decisions are not bad. That's not bad. Logan Storley's not that good, but he's not bad. But he went with us to a split with him. Then Bellator, man, nah, these Bellator boys, I give them too much faith. I give them too much credit, these freaking Bellator boys. Hell no, dog. Yo, oh, auto. Picks auto save. Look at that. Like that. Yeah, yeah, it's Neil via decision, though. Probably decision. We'll go with that. Tapping into Tapology. Choosing Neil Magny via decision as we look at the tail of the tape. He is a freaking moderate underdog at plus 320. That's not moderate, man. That's heavy. It says he's a heavy favorite. Minus 420 Yaroslav. Wow. Am I choosing the wrong fool up in here? I don't know, man. I don't trust these Bellator guys, dog. I can't trust these fools. They freaking suck all the time. Aaron Pico, freaking Chappie McChapster, Patchy Mix. That's who I meant. Michael Chandler sucks. Just because he got a lot of hype behind him doesn't mean he was any good in the UFC. Where the heck he at now? He out there losing still. I mean, he's not losing. He's not even fighting. So, yeah, he's out there losing, dog. You ain't even fighting. What else? Who else? All the Bellator boys coming up into the UFC freaking suck, man. It's crazy. So, I don't know, dog. I'm sorry, this freaking guy. I was going to choose him, too. I know I was choosing him until I saw his record, and I'm looking at his freaking record here on mintedmma.com. Coming soon. And, like, man, look at this freaking crap. Freaking Bellator, and you go on split decision with Logan Storley, my guy. But I mean, Logan's kind of more of a wrestler, I guess. I mean, I don't know if Yaroslav can kind of bully Neil Magny. I don't see it happening. Is he gonna bully Neil Magny? I mean, Neil kind of gets bullied sometimes. It depends on the guy, though. I don't know, that's a tough one for me. I feel like it should be way closer than it is, though. But Neil is 38 years old versus 32-year-old Amosov here. As we move on up the card to Joanderson Brito versus Isaac Thomson. Joanderson Brito versus Isaac Thomson. Here's Joanderson Brito from Brazil, 17, 5, and 30 years old, 5'8", 72-inch reach. And let's look at Isaac Thomson, 9-2. Yeah, way less freaking experience. You look like a baby face too, man. You got that like old grown kid face. It's interesting. It's interesting, man. He's fighting out of Australia. Good eye, mate. Oi, oi. Good eye, mate. I'm tired. Featherweight. I'm just gonna use that as an excuse, like, because everybody understands once you get to a certain point when you're sleepy, you just start getting wild, dog. You just start getting wild, and you don't care. 23 years old, Isaac Thomson is 5'11", 72-inch reach, same reach, but 3 inches taller than Joanderson Brito. Dang, his ape index is freaking baby freaking ape index, dog. That's what I'm saying. It's like baby face. You got the freaking no shoulders. That's probably why his reach isn't that long, because he doesn't have any shoulders. It's like a woman, right? It's like women, like they don't got wide shoulders. It's like you, man. I mean, you know, he's a kid. He's not winning though. Like, he's coming out of LFA with a splitty against Akbarjan Islomboyev. No, man. Joanderson gonna mess you up, boy. I don't think so, dog. Let's look at Joanderson Brito's record. I mean, he lost his last 2 fights. William Gomez via split and Pat Sabatini. Pat, though? Let me look at Pat real quick. His image is broken. It's okay. 35. Yeah, I mean. Alright. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like Joanderson Brito. I mean, look at this Jack Shore. He was this guy up and comer coming out of the UK. Where he coming out of Wales or some such like that. And like, man, nah, he's not even in the UFC anymore, right? Jack Shore, is he? I don't know. Anyway, Jonathan Pierce, Weston Wilson, I mean, Bill Algeo you lost to. Andre Philly, that was a good win. Chepe Mariscal, Diego Lopez. He beat Diego Lopez in the Contender Series, did Joanderson Brito. Look at that, boy. Yeah, I mean, Isaac Thomson, how do you usually lose? KO and decision. 1 KO, how do you get KO'd? KO'd via Dorian or by Dorian Ramos in LFA. It was a few years ago though, so he's maybe a little bit smarter. Let's say does Brito get submissions? Yeah, he does. He gets more submissions than KOs. He has 8 submissions and 7 KOs. I'm gonna say he gonna freaking sub you, boy. He gonna take you into deep waters. 3rd round subby for Joanderson Brito, as we tap into Tapology and also choose him on here. Submission round 3. Joanderson Brito. Tail of the tape, 89% of pickers on Tapology are picking Brito, and he is a -235 moderate favorite. As we move on up the card to Amanda Lemos versus Gillian Robertson. Amanda Lemos versus Gillian Robertson. Good old Gillian. 15-5-1 is Amanda Lemos, 38 years old, 5'4" with a 65-inch reach. Versus Gillian Robertson, 16-8, 30 years old, 5'5" with a 63-inch reach. Yeah, so she's 8 years younger, an inch taller, but a couple inch shorter reach. And yeah, 9 subbies, not bad, girl. Not bad, girl. I mean, Gillian's a finisher. I mean, she only has 4 decisions out of 16 wins. That's pretty good. She gets submissions. And I mean, it's not like Amanda doesn't get subbed. She got 2 sub losses. Let's see here. Marina. Oh yeah, I mean, Gillian beating up Marina. She beating up freaking Luana. She beating up Michelle Waterson Gomez. Freaking Karate Hottie, they call her. Polyana Vihana. Tabitha Ricci, she lost to. Interesting. That's an interesting one. Tabitha. I mean, Ricci's not bad, but like, I feel like if they rematch, Gillian would beat her. Yeah, I mean, Gillian's good, man. I feel like Gillian's underrated. She's low-key. She's going to win. She's actually, indeed, in fact, let's look at Lemos' record real quick. I mean, this girl going on a string of wins and losses. Look at that. Look at that. Loss via Jessica Andrade. Win. Win. Loss. Win. Loss. Win. Loss. Yeah, I mean, the losses, let's see, make sense, make sense, make sense, make sense. I mean, all her losses make a lot of sense. She has higher level competition. She's fought a higher level of competition as Amanda Lemos, but I don't know if that's truly enough against a style like Gillian's. I think Lemos is gonna get bullied. She's gonna get taken down. She's gonna be on her back, and Gillian's just gonna beat her up until she tries to find a sub, but she probably won't find a sub on her, and she's gonna win via decision. Is Gillian Robertson. As we tap into Tapology and choose Robertson, I bet she's the underdog and also less picked by Tapology pickers, but I shall see. Let's see. Oh, she's a moderate favorite. And wow, I did not expect that. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be like the opposite. Well, maybe not the opposite, because Robertson is 80% picked by Tapology pickers. I thought it was gonna be like 65% for Lemos. I thought it would be like that. And then, like, Robertson is also the moderate favorite. I thought she was gonna be the betting underdog, or I thought maybe I was thinking more like, what's the even? Like even, right? Yeah. Yeah. Dang. Good for you, girl. The Savage, Gillian Robertson. As we move on up the card to the main card, we have King Green versus Lance Gibson Jr. King Green. It sounds like is that like Whole Foods? Is that like King Supers? You know, like a supermarket or some shit. The heck, man, look at his face. He looks so sad. Like, look at him. It's like he's trying to hold it all together. He's trying to hold it all together. But why, man? Why? I mean, maybe it's the weight of the name change or something. Call himself king and never winning after that. Like, bro, you know, Bobby is short for Robert, right? And Robert is a very common king's name in history. So he already had the name. Why are you changing it, dog? Like, I feel like that's a little bit ironic, right? It's like, bro, your name was already like kind of a king's name. You know, you could have been Robert Green the Third or some such. You know, what the heck? Dog by king? My guy, look at you. Your face says it all, man. You're gonna lose. 39 years old, 5'10", 71-inch reach, fighting out of good old USA, baby. But 17 losses. 32, 17 and 1. That's a steep record. I do like seeing a lot of veteranship. I like seeing big old records like that. So I gotta respect that. And this is a catchweight bout because I believe Lance Gibson Jr. is, oh no, right? He's like a short notice replacement, right? That's probably why it's a catchweight. They're fighting at 160. Yeah. So, but like, man, man, because this guy's so untested as well. He's from Canada. You're from Canada. 9-1 is Lance Gibson Jr. 30 years old, 5'10", 72-inch reach. So he has a little bit longer of a reach. He's 9 years younger, but he's been knocked out before. And Bobby Green does some knocking out sometimes, man. You know? Let's see who he got knocked out by. Vladimir Tokov, power jab to ground strikes in Bellator 2 years ago, though. Almost 3 years ago. It's almost 2026. Almost 2026. Crazy. King Green. Ah, man. This is crazy. Do I think, like, because, like, man, he's not fighting tough competition. He has no freaking record. That means a lot. That means a lot. It doesn't always mean everything, but it means a heck of a lot, man. When you don't have a record, you're like making your UFC debut. You don't have the UFC jitters. I'm choosing freaking Bobby Green. I gotta, dog. I'm choosing Bobby Green. He gonna piece this boy up. I think Bobby's actually gonna piece this man up. In the third round, he gonna KO this guy. Because this guy just not fighting tough competition. He getting freaking power jab to freaking death. You dying from a jab? This ain't boxing, boy. God dang. You dying from a jab? You gonna die from something else even stronger than that then. God dang. I'm sorry, Lance Gibson Jr. I like your name. I like that. I don't know why I like it. Lance Gibson Jr. It sounds classy. It sounds classier than King Green, I think. That's probably why I like his name. But Green, KO, round 3. Tail of the tape, let's check it out. Green is a 65% pick for the Tapology pickers and a moderate -200 favorite. As we move on up the card to Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Marcus Buchecha. Marcus Buchecha. That's an interesting name. Both these guys, I'm telling you, with this freaking AI crap though, it's like they're matching these guys up with AI. Like AI is like, okay, these guys got weird names, let's match them up. Cause like, and then what else? These guys, Cesar and Cezary, they got the same name, let's match them up. Like, I'm telling you, I know I'm only pointing out 2 instances, but there's so many instances where this has been happening lately. It's like the AI era. It's crazy. But let's check out Kennedy Nzechukwu and Nzechukwu. Kennedy Nzechukwu. 14-6 is Kennedy Nzechukwu, 33 years old, 6'5", 83-inch reach, almost the reach of John Jones. He's 1 inch taller, but has 1 inch shorter reach than John Jones. That's interesting. Let's see here, Walter Walker. Oh yeah, heel hook. That makes sense. But like, let's check out Marcus Buchecha. 5-2, fighting out of Brazil. Look at that, like 5-2 versus 14-6. Kennedy's just got the freaking veteranship here. Heavyweights, right? Yeah. 35 years old is Marcus Buchecha, 6'2", 77-inch reach. He gets submissions sometimes. Yeah, I mean, he lost to Martin Budai, hey dog. Isn't that guy that was like starting MMA because he was a fat gamer or something like that? Man, yeah, Kennedy's got this one, I think. And how does Marcus usually just decision, 2 decision losses? Kennedy's not like a killer, but he does have 10 KOs and only 3 decisions, 1 submission. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good new year for the UFC as Kennedy gets Marcus Buchecha out of there in round 1. I'm gonna say round 1 KO. I'm gonna say it. Call that one. Yeah, I called it. Round 1 KO for Kennedy and Nzechukwu. As we check out the tail of the tape, he is a slight favorite, and 75% of Tapology are picking Nzechukwu, and he like a lot via KO as well. But we can't see. Oh, my ear is itchy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that felt so good. Oh my god. Anyway, we move on up the card to Melquizael. Melquizael. I think that's probably why they give him his nickname, right? Milky Costa. How do you say his freaking name, dog? Melquizael Costa versus Morgan Charriere. Is that how you say that? It's always the French names that are so strange, man. I mean, same with this one. This guy's like Brazilian, I think, this Milky guy. Yeah, fighting out of Brazil. He's got the, I always forget what it's called. Patchy. Why don't you call him Patchy? Why is Patrick Mix called Patchy Mix instead of this guy? This guy should be called Patchy. He got like the patches on his back and stuff. He looks patchy to me. And Morgan Charriere. 21 and 11 is actually pretty steep. I didn't realize he had that many fights on his record. 21, 11, and 1 does Morgan Charriere have. 30 years old, 5'8", 69-inch reach, fighting out of France. Yes. Nate Landwehr, good win. Lost to Nathaniel Wood. Yeah, I mean, I can't really see Milky here. Costa, 24 and 7. These guys both have steep. I mean, like most of his fights, Morgan's, he only has like a few in the UFC, and he's only won half of them. So I guess maybe that's less impressive. But I didn't realize they both have kind of stacked records. 24 and 7 does Milky Costa have. 29 years old versus 30 years old in Morgan. 5'10", 71-inch reach does Costa have, and he is last winning against Julian Arosa. I mean, it makes sense, but he didn't even KO him. He didn't sub him or nothing. Julian's the type of guy you get out of there, man. Christian Rodriguez, that's a good win. Andre Philly, good win. Steve Garcia pounded him out. I'm sorry, Milky. Gosh darn. This is a hard one for me, because I feel like I'm leaning toward Morgan, but he loses a lot, man. Especially by decision. But he's losing to like, Kape. Kape's not bad. Let's see. Right? Kape's been winning lately. Yeah, Kape's not too bad. Yeah, because like this guy, Morgan doesn't really lose by KO. I think that's how Milky usually wins. No. KO and submission and decision, like it's split down the middle for all 3, and he loses all 3 ways as well. Interesting. This is an interesting matchup here. Like, I feel like I'm leaning more toward Milky just because of his record, and like a little bit more fights in the UFC, a little bit less losses in the UFC. And he lost to Steve, that makes sense. And Thiago Moises was like his UFC debut, which is a good debut. Like, Thiago's pretty good. So, but then like Morgan, he's not a killer, but he has 13 KOs, but those aren't in the UFC. Well, actually, 3 of them are, and they're all 3 of his UFC wins. Huh. All right. Based on that, based on the fact that I see that Morgan's actually getting KOs in the UFC, he's actually not just stacking a record out in freaking bum leagues, I'm going to go with him. I can see Milky winning as well, but I feel like Morgan had more intensity to him in the sense that maybe he's not quite a killer, but he has more riding on this than Milky seems to. He's a little bit less chill about it in certain ways. So I think I'm going to go with Morgan via decision. Probably not KO, but that would be nice to see, as we also tap into Tapology and choose Morgan via decision. We look at the tail of the tape. It is a near even at -110 for each of them, and Costa is the 73% chosen for Tapology pickers. Don't forget to hydrate. This is my first time drinking freaking water. I've been yapping the whole time. Yeah, water is very good for you. Very, very good. As we move on up the card to Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Olekjaychuk. I'm stroking out, man. These goddamn names. It's freaking two Cesars here. They're both. Oh. What's going on? Oh no. My own site's locking me out, dog. What the heck, man? Oh no. This doesn't really happen. Why is this happening? Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna go to I guess it logged me out, that's why. For some reason I'm not logged in. Okay. Go to login. There we go. Log in. A freaking two-factor. See, I coded in the two-factor authentication and everything, man. And I even coded these individual boxes, right? Not everybody does that. It's way nicer. The individual boxes, way easier. 2FA login successful. Look at the picks made. We're making picks on this event. You know, this is the only event we've been picking on so far. And yeah, here's the account dashboard for Minted MMA. It's pretty dope, if I say so myself. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? That's my face right there. That's a profile picture. You can scroll on down. You can boom, boom. About me. Testing the safe button. All right. I typed that stuff in there. You can use the theme switcher thing. You can time zone preference to see the events and in your own time zone and such. As you can see here. 5 p.m. Mountain Time, because that's my time zone, and that's what I have set right there, America/Denver. Gosh darn, and it detects your time zone as well right there. If you press that button, you can it'll just autofill. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like everything on this site, every single thing, 2FA, the disable thing, every single little thing that you're seeing was hand developed by me. You know, that's why I'm so proud of it. It's like, man, oh, the freaking change your email, and you gotta know your freaking password before you can change your email. You can't come out here and try to change somebody's account details if they're logged in on a public thing, right? Same with the password. But if you don't know your password, you can use the lost password feature. I don't know why I'm explaining this. Such simple things. Like, this is like basic website mechanics. but I mean, you know, like, I'm just showing you. Like, we're going to have like achievements and crap up in here. See, your profile is private. We're going to have the profile setting right here. Boom. Where you can toggle it on, save the setting. And then it'll, boom, saves, setting saved. And then you go back here, boom. Now I have a profile URL. Look at that. It's not private anymore. It's just like, man, I don't know. It's just dope. It's going to be way doper as time goes on, too. And we move back into the freaking fights. Let me refresh this page here. Here we go. Cesar Almeida versus Cezary Olekjaychuk. 37 years old is Almeida from Brazil. 7-1 is his record. 6'1" in height with a 74-inch reach. He last beat Abdul Razak Al Hassan by left hook. Looking at Cezary Olekjashuk, 16-3-0, 25 years old, so he's gonna be quite a bit younger, 12 years younger, 6'3", couple inches taller with a slightly longer reach at 75 inches does Cezary have. He's from Poland, and he last beat Theo Haig in the Contender Series, so he's coming out of nowhere, man. You know, he's younger though, 16-3, more experience, but less experience in the UFC. This guy beat Ihor Potieria via decision. That's not good. You should beat him like any way you want. You want to beat that guy by decision? I don't think so, man. That's not a good. I mean, it's a good, any win's a good win technically, but I mean, you know, like you should be finishing that guy. I mean, yeah, just because this guy has a stacked record right here, they're fighting at middleweight. He's coming out of Poland, you know, maybe he's got the Polish power. He's got round 1 KOs, 3 in a row right there. But, and these are no-name leagues. I mean, Contender Series isn't a no-name league, but it, you know, he's fighting another no-name guy in a known-name league. So it's like, is it the same thing as a no-name league? In a sense. I'm choosing Cesar via KO. Yeah. What's that? Well, does he ever? Yeah. KO. Well. Let's say decision. We're gonna bring it to a decision on this one. It's 2 middleweights toughing it out, getting tired, and probably showing a whole lot of lack of skill. As we tap into Tapology and choose the Brazilian via decision, we look at the tail of the tape. He is a slight underdog, and most of Tapology, 3 out of 4 people choose Olekjashuk. That makes sense. I was going to choose him too, based on his record as well. I mean, like, he's a moderate favorite in the betting odds, and his record's pretty good, 16-3, but he's fighting bums and bum leagues, and I don't like seeing that. Whenever I see that, I look down upon you just a little bit. Just a little bit, you know, not that much, because like Cesar just has, like, he has the experience in the UFC, and that's what I'm going for. As we move on up the card to Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos. Vallejos? Whatever his name is. We're going to check them out on Minted MMA. Right on down here. I could just go back up here. In fact, reverse the card order. And now we're at the top. Look at that. Just so handy. Just so handy. Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos. Let's see, Kevin, or Giga, 15-5, 37 years old. He's getting up there, man, this bald-headed fuck. 37 years old, 6 foot and a 74-inch reach. He's lost once via submission. Singly, he's never been KO'd. 9 KOs himself with 1 submission, 5 decisions. He's lost to David Onama, of all people. Yeah, I mean, David's not bad. David's a good fighter. Arnold Allen's a good fighter too. That loss makes more sense because Arnold is more of a fighter to me in my mind than David. David's like a he's a sportsman. He's an athlete, is David. But I feel like Arnold is more of a fighter. Alex Caceres he beat. Lost to Calvin Kattar. Giga, man. I mean, let's see Kevin's record, 16-1, 24 years old. He's going to be freaking way younger, 5'7", 68-inch reach, fighting out of Argentina. And yeah, of course he has not too much. I mean, he beat Song Woo Choi, Danny Silva, and that's it in the UFC. He lost to Gene Silva in the Contender Series. Oh, interesting. So he lost his Contender Series thing to Gene, and then he wasn't chosen to be in the UFC. He didn't get a contract, and then He went to another promotion, and then he went to the Contender Series the next year and beat Cam. Yeah. I don't know. I think Giga wins, maybe. It's just like... man, this is a hard one, too, because, like, he's so much older. But David, as much as I don't consider him so much of a fighter, he's good. It's not like he's bad. He's a good fighter. So, yeah, I mean... Giga's gonna get his win. He's probably gonna go to decision. Kevin's gonna put on a tough show, but not quite tough enough. As we also tap into Tapology, choose Chikadze via decision. Look at the tail of the tape. He is a moderate underdog, is Chikadze, and 90% of Tapology are choosing Kevin. That's interesting, man. I would like to see it, though. I would like to see it. He's a moderate favorite. Betting odds is Kevin. And we move on up the card to the main event of the evening. Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape. Or as Brandon has been saying, Manel Kape. Here we go. Brandon Royval, 17-8 flyweight, 33 years old, 5'9" with a 68-inch reach. From USA, baby, fighting out of the USA all day. He last lost to Joshua Van and Manel Kape, 21-7, 32 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. So same reach, but 4 inches shorter is Manel Kape, 32 years old. Yeah, just 1 year younger. Okay. More KOs. Yeah, I mean, dang. Kape's fighting out of Portugal? Is that right? Interesting. Is that right? Yeah. Wow, that's right. It's showing right there. On the UFC site as well. Didn't know that. 17-8 versus 21-7. I mean, Royval's lanky. He's long. He's pretty good. He went to a splitty with Tatsuro, who's pretty good. Brandon, splitty. He survived Pantoja. Yeah, I mean, Manel. I feel like I'm leaning more toward Royval just because I probably like him more than I like Kape. But let's see. Kape, Bruno Silva, Asu Amlabayev. Ah, man. Yeah, Ode Osborne. He fought Pantoja as well. I don't even remember that really. Unanimous decision. He beat Kai. Yeah. Ah, man. I gotta go with Kape. No. This one's hard. Because I feel like I was leaning toward just picking Brandon the entire time. But I've found that I've done this a lot with my picks. Is like I just switch it up on myself in the last moment. Because I feel like I was heavily leaning toward Brandon, just picking him. It just felt right to pick him. But I don't know. I just feel like Manel Kape's record's better. He's not necessarily fought better competition, but he's fought decent enough competition to where his upward trajectory is pretty good, you know. He's not getting splitties. He's a little bit more of a killer mentality he has, does Manel, because he goes for it more. He has more KOs. So, like, I mean, Brandon doesn't really get KO'd, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to get hurt, right? And kind of back down a little bit and maybe even lose like a decision or something. How many decisions does... I mean, Manel does not get decisions that often. 3 decisions. But Royval doesn't get finished often. So, like, that's kind of nullifying it, right? Honestly... I don't know. I just feel like Manel's gonna finish Brandon. This is interesting because I was gonna choose Brandon. Like the entire time I felt like I was gonna choose Brandon. And now I feel like I'm gonna go for Manel via like some kind of KO. Like round 4 KO. I don't know, man. This feels... I don't know. That feels kind of wrong. Like when I chose that, I felt like it was wrong. Decision. We'll go decision. Yeah, Manel Kape via decision. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. We'll also solidify that pick into Tapology. Manel Kape via decision. We look at the tail of the tape. He's a moderate favorite, but 56% of Tapology pickers are choosing Royval. This one's an interesting one. Royval is a betting underdog, but he does seem to have a lot of backers backing him in terms of picking him. You know, that's very interesting to me. And this card is but 15 hours away. As we save that into Tapology, we also look at our site, save our picks here. 13 of 13 picks have been picked. And I don't know why my save button's not working. Of course, right at the end of the video, my save button's not working. This website's in active development. Why is that not working? But anyway, yeah, this has been the card. Let me expand these matchups here. Look at this. Look at these picks. 13 out of 13. We have 14 hours, 59 minutes left. Is that right? What did this site say? 15 hours, 57 minutes? Who's right? Oh no. It doesn't matter. Mine's an hour ahead. Tapology. But anyway, for now, this has been Coin. You have been you. This has been the picks. This has been Minted MMA. I'm going to definitely be actively developing it. Check it out whenever it releases at some point. No, I don't know. At some point. It's definitely going to be in the new year. It would be nice to have this website released before any UFC card is fought in 2026. And it's time for me to probably get some rest. You should as well. Don't forget to hydrate. Picks have been picked. Good night.